This is TWiT.
So what's the font story you were?
136. It happens to be a story by Glenn Fleischman.
The Glenn
Just
Fleischman?
mentioned moments ago.
I've
The
heard
Glenn
about
Fleischman.
him on Twitter.
Yeah, he became friends with him on Twitter because Twitter is a wonderful place. Birds chirp.
Senior contributor at Macworld. Adobe, wow, wait a minute, is
This took me back
dropping
in history.
Type 1 font support.
This
What?
goes back, my friends, my children, to the late 1980s, early 1990s, I think.
Yeah, it all started with the Mac. Because before the Mac, there were no such thing as fonts. But once
there were such things.
No, there were, but not in the personal computer space. And font, I mean, people discovered fonts. Everything started looking like ransom letters because they put 18 different fonts in their newsletters and things like that. It settled down, but there was a brisk market in fonts. And these were originally those Type 1 fonts. That
it was made possible by Postscript, and Postscript was revolutionary in publishing because no longer was an A an A. An A was a description of shapes.
So
it could be
9 points or 1,000 points, and it would look great. Yeah,
and any shape, any letter, anything at all you wanted to Postscript enabled, and that's what you mainly encounter with a PDF. But I encountered it Postscript earlier with Publishing Entertainment Weekly, which my wife set up all the whole network on. So we had to buy all these fonts for our Macs. They were expensive.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember because we would have the zip drives full of fonts when we built our magazine.
Right.
Oh, right.
Type 1 fonts.
Right.
So then
if you
Apple,
didn't have the font on that machine, it wouldn't render in Quark, and you couldn't see what the page was going to be like.
Oh my God, you're bringing back my college years.
That's why I love this story. It's great.
So Apple, which had a little falling out with Adobe, there's a long story behind that. But in 1991 said, screw that. We're going to create our own font description called TrueType. They actually licensed it to Microsoft. So when you see a font file that's TTF, that's a TrueType font. And they were licensed for free. So it gave you all the benefits of a Type 1 font, but you didn't have to pay Adobe. By 2000, there was a new architecture, which you also see commonly, called OpenType, OTF. So now, frequently when you see fonts, they'll be stored as OTF or TTF. OTF and TTF, I think, are fine. They will continue on, but Type 1 fonts are
go away. Now, if you have an old PDF that has Type 1 fonts in it, it will not fall apart.
What will happen?
It will still render.
Okay.
It will still render.
Okay.
Because it's already been exploded into the PDF. So
but Photoshop will stop displaying Type 1 fonts in the fonts menu at some point this year, which means you won't be able to continue to use them. You'll be able to edit existing files that contain the fonts, but not introduce these fonts into new files. And by January 2023, none of Adobe's products will let users author content with Type 1 fonts. So, what do? You just delete them?
So you have to delete them, and if you built some old design around it, God knows what exists still. You have to go find an equivalent font and install that and redesign around it. And Type 1 fonts.
If you can, update them to OTF, OpenType, or TTF.
Yeah, you can probably do that.
Yeah.
So
in many cases,
it was a blast
fonts were updated
to the past.
Wow.
Like Stacey, I gave Stacey a headache out of the memory of it, right? It was oh my God, why won't this page look like anything? Oh no, because they don't have the huge zip drive for it.
Oh my God, those were... Yeah, we built a magazine, and we built it using Dreamweaver, and God.
FontLab, FontLab does sell a program called TransType 4, which will take Type 1 fonts and turn them into OTF fonts. So it's only $100, or if you're in education, $48, Mac and PC. Convert legacy Postscript fonts. So I guess they're going to make some money on that one. Wow.
So when we started Entertainment Weekly, which again my wife did, it was the first major all Mac setup. And
what happened, Stacey?
Y'all, I'm talking about the magazine that we started in college. You totally could have finished your story. I was just so excited. It still exists. I started something all the way back in 1998, and it still
What's it called?
Exists.
Is it at UT?
Yes, it's called orangemag.co. Oh my goodness. My baby grew up.
Oh.
Okay, I'm so sorry.
That's
I'm so
cool.
sorry.
Well,
It's
I'm talking about my baby. You have your baby too. The Dreamers.
Beginning in the late 1990s.
Look
There
how
we
modern
are.
it looks now. Isn't that cool?
Oh, dude, I have an old version of it. It looked modern then. I don't know if I have one, but one day I'll show y'all, and y'all will be impressed with our graphic design.
That's pretty cool. They unfortunately are not keeping those old ones online. Wait a minute.
Yeah,
They
I know.
only go back to issue 1, spring 2014. Are you sure this is the same?
It's yes. If you go into the FAQs, they stopped publishing for a while. I think.
So then they started up again. They started at issue 1.
Yeah.
Cool. Congratulations,
Bastards.
Stacey. You created something that lasts. Handcrafted by UT students. Nice.
I'm so proud. Okay.
That's actually pretty cool.